Hi, I'm Pip Waller and this is Being Human, where I talk about various aspects to do with being a person alive in the 21st century and how we can improve our well-being, improve our wellness. So the thing is, there's a lot of advice and a lot of different things and a lot of ideas about how to feel better. You know, there's so much conflicting sometimes advice about healthy eating, about the right kind of exercise, etc., about meditation, mindfulness, you name it, it's out there. But often the problem is for us individually, each of us, to find something that we can actually do. Because many of us, we're a bit too busy. We're often having to work more than is really, truly healthy. And, we've got families, we've got whole lives to juggle. And actually finding the space inside us to figure out how can I make changes, or even the belief, the feeling, the confidence that we can actually change things, well, that can be difficult and it can feel overwhelming for people to actually come up with what can I change. So my suggestion is this, that for each of us there's a way into this whole self-care, looking after ourselves thing. There's a way in that's going to work best. So for some people it'll be something physical, because that's what we can relate to. Well, I've got this body and if I look after it in a certain way, it's going to reciprocate in a certain way. So maybe we change our diet, maybe we stop eating sugar, etc. And sometimes all those changes can feel so overwhelming what to do. So we can find one small thing. For some people it'll be maybe drinking more water, for someone else it'll be easing down on the sugar, for someone else it'll be finding the right kind of exercise. And then for others of us, sometimes it's really a case of getting things right in our feelings and our emotions. Actually, if we don't really feel right, then how are we going to have what it takes to make any decisions, to make any changes in the physical anyway? And for then it'll be a case of building a better relationship with ourselves, maybe working on self-love so that we actually start to care enough about ourselves and think that we're worth it enough to actually make the changes that we need to. And then for other people, what feels like the most significant, the easiest and the most interesting way in is through the energetic or spiritual angle. I mean, some people think spiritual, what's that? Nothing. In which case, don't go that way, go a different way. But if for you think, oh yeah, that's the strand for me, then for you what you do is you start to learn about things that will change your energy, change the way that you're changing your energy, changes the way that you're feeling. So I'm going to be offering a little series of easy, simple things that you can introduce into your life to make changes on those levels, on the body, the emotional mind level, and on the spirit. And I like to think of these things as a trim tab to change the ship of your life. Now, a trim tab is when there's a big, huge, one of those huge ocean-going ships, and they have an enormous rudder to steer with. But you couldn't possibly, it would be just too much to actually directly move that rudder. So they have this tiny little rudder at the bottom, and that is what they steer with. So there's somebody up there that can move that rudder, and changing that little rudder at the bottom actually changes the whole way of the direction of the ship. So that's what we're looking for our lives. What can we find? Where's the trim tab that we can find to change that small thing that is going to change the whole direction of the ship of our life? I'm Pip Waller and this is Being Human. Thanks for listening.